inspiration was to write a book which is comprehensive both in terms of primary sources as well as on the basis of the monuments which has been identified throughout Pakistan.
Pakistan has a long and uninterrupted history from the Paleolithic period to present times. The country is located at the crossroad of several trade routes linking China in the north, Central Asia in the west, and Iran and Middle East in the south and southeast. During the course of this long history, a large number of settlements, structures and works of arts of exceptional beauty were produced presenting a variety of concepts and philosophies. These trade routes brought influence from far and wide and had a strong impact on Pakistan's history, culture, and artistic tradition. For the first time in history, and after years of extensive research, Dr. Abdul Rehman has produced a masterpiece publication comprising of 2 volumes. We sat down with him to discuss this book as well as his thoughts and advice for the students of architecture. Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to interview with us. The work that you have produced is most certainly exceptional. Tell us, what was your inspiration, or what motivated you to work on this monumental project?
When I looked into different sources written on architecture in Pakistan, I found out that there is not any comprehensive book which is based on the primary sources as well as cover the entire country. A large number of new monuments have been identified in different parts of Pakistan. At the same time, new sources has been identified. On the basis of that, I have written this book, which covers not only the different historical sources, original sources, but also covers the monument. Secondly, the trade routes are important, so I have placed them in the context of trade route and discussed the relationship between one monument and another monument, and the geographical limits in which they were developed and beyond that. So my research is not only focused onto a specific monument, but I am looking the inspiration and the influences which affected and helped to shape them.
I noticed that your book covers several special insights that are not generally found in the books focusing on architecture. Please tell us a little about that.
In this particular publication, what I have done is that I have not just only concentrating to the existing subject, but I also added new subjects like I have written on the cities. What are our traditional cities? What were their concepts? Secondly, I have also added about the our colonial towns, Mandi towns, which has been developed and which has a large networks, and what was their concept. So these descriptions are also based on the British period sources. The third thing which I have added is are the Hindu temples, which is located all over Pakistan and have beautiful monuments. So I have added all of them together so that it should be very comprehensive. Lastly, I have also added a monuments from Tharparkar, Jain temples, and these are also treasures which everybody must understand that these are important monuments. Arab period is very significant, so I have expanded information on the Arab settlements like Mansoura and some sites in Baluchistan. So these are some of the important things which has been discussed in this particular publication.
What methods did you apply to conduct research for this project?
My research was basically based on the field trips as well as the literature review. And I conducted this literature review both in Pakistan as well as in United States, particularly at the Harvard University as well as in the Library of Congress. So these are the libraries where we find large number of manuscripts and books, and also from time to time, whenever I get some time, I traveled and personally took photographs, studied monuments on site. I have taken notes on the site so that then I compared with the one monument with another monument and saw what is the difference, what are the linkages.
You must have faced many difficulties during this research. What were some of those challenges?
There were several challenges which I had to face during this particular research. Particularly in Pakistan, the libraries don't have a comprehensive catalog or universal catalog where one can find any trace out any kind of work which can be used. It is extremely important that a comprehensive database must be generated for all the libraries. The second difficulty I found was that, people are not generally aware of these monuments. And over the period of time, there has been, you see, a lot of changes which has taken place, and some of the monuments have been disfigured, the calligraphy has been removed, and therefore it is difficult to find the original things.
What recommendation do you have for scholars to further expand research in this area?
Pakistan has a great landscape. There are monuments, there are deserts, there are plains, there are, you see, the beaches, there are other areas, but at the same time, there is a diversity of architecture everywhere. The kind of architecture we find in the northern area is totally different from the architecture of south, and similarly the architecture in the desert area is different from the architecture of Baluchistan. So it is extremely important that we must undertake comprehensive research on these monuments and produce scholarships, because we have great heritage. We have very rich heritage which is spread all over Pakistan, and that needs another. Each site require an in-depth study and publications.
Finally, what advice will you give to the students of architecture, especially those that are doing research in this field?
What I suggest to younger scholar is that they must carry out field studies, because in any research the field studies are important. The second important thing is that they must study the original scholarships, find out new sources, get them translated, and they must produce original research.
Thank you for your inspiring words and congratulations on this publication. The book Cross Cultural Influences on Architecture in Pakistan is now available on Amazon. Thank you for watching.